Happy Wednesday! Wednesdays we chat. Welcome to the Cookie Chat, episode 14, email communications. Today we're going to be covering everything you want to know about emails, responding to emails as a small business, and all that fun email etiquette. So, welcome to our stream. Hello guys, hello! I'm going to get Melissa added in here right away. Happy Wednesday, you guys! We're reunited! You're here!
Hello!
Yay! We're
I'm
reunited and back together.
What up, guys?
Hello,
How are we this
friends.
Wednesday?
I know. Let me get... Oh, there we go. I lost my comments for a minute.
Oh, okay, good.
Perfect. You can see them? Okay, I can see them.
I can see them. Hey, guys.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Everyone is rolling
Everybody
in.
wish that they were like having a spa day, like all these people at CookieCon.
Right?
I went to that.
I saw I keep seeing everybody is like, I want to be at Magnolia Farms.
I know.
Well,
when you come visit, we can go.
Yes, that's true.
I haven't been in a few years. It's an easy day trip.
Oh, good.
Hi.
Good.
I love this cake. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, friends. Hello. Melissa's going to be tied up for the next hour and a half.
Yes. Wednesdays are crazy.
Wednesdays they are. How has your week been, though?
It's good. It's good. Making it through. How about you?
It's a crazy week with the kids. They have their fun run this week for school.
Yeah.
And yeah, so every day has been Spirit Week and that whole fun part. So tomorrow they actually run.
Do they do like crazy hair and like all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, pajama day, all of that. So
yeah,
it was so cute, you guys. My daughter's 7. She is a personality all within herself, like amazing. But it was superhero day today. So I'm like, well, what do you want to be? She's like, Mom, I really thought about it, and I decided that I'm going to be myself. Okay. She's like, because I am my own superhero. I don't need anybody else. I can be my own superhero every single day. Good for you, child.
Like a pat on the back, Mom.
I know. I was like, I called my mom. I was like, I did not prompt her for this. I did not explain this to her.
That's
so
funny.
Yeah, I was like, this is what she wants to be. So she's like, can you make sure that the head person knows what I am and explain, because my class gets points. I'm like, sure.
Aww,
so
that's so sweet.
I know. I was like, you are the coolest kid ever.
So cute.
So, yeah, my son's like wants to be all of Marvel.
Of course.
And she's like,
naturally.
I'm myself.
I like it.
Yes. So, no, that's been really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, wrapping up the craziness of the week. But,
yeah,
you guys, we have made it to episode 14, right? I'm not going crazy.
That is
14.
bonkers. No, I know. I was making the cover photo for this, and I was like, the only reason I remembered was because last week, I remember my week being 13. So, okay, we're on 14 now.
I cannot believe you guys. It's been 14 weeks since we started this.
Oh
that
my
is
gosh,
insane.
Oh no, I guess we get our learner's permit next week.
Right? We finally have we're upgrading.
I didn't even think about it. We officially became a teenager last week.
That's crazy. You guys, thanks for sticking around with us for 14 weeks. Growing pains and all, but
I know. And just in time, guys, for how to communicate with these crazy emails.
Right. So many of you were excited and sending some really thoughtful and good messages this week about emails. So we are excited to dive on deep into this. But before we do,
quickly too, Chelsea and I have talked a bit about this when talking about emails. I think that for Chelsea and I, we get asked a lot of times questions, and we'll go back and forth with each other about how we would answer things. And I'm always impressed with how Chelsea responds to things. So just so you guys understand, we come from like client service, customer service background. So for us, it's kind of, we've learned from our years in corporate America of like how to handle things and being efficient, but also kind and positive and all those things, but also getting to the point. So we understand that is not everybody's background. So lucky for you, it is ours. So
that's why we're here. Hi from CookieCon, people. I see
people are
Liz.
joining us from CookieCon.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Emerald
I just
Liz.
imagine you guys like sitting at the bar, having some wine.
Hey, take your
joining us.
headphones out, people at CookieCon, and we'll just scream, "Hello, CookieCon!"
Oh, guys, we miss you too. I tried to make it happen, and this was not my year.
You're so close. But
I know.
So far away.
I'm like 30 minutes down the road. But no, we'll be there next year.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear where they are doing next year. My fingers are crossed. It's Phoenix.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Yeah. Phoenix is awesome. I want to go.
Awesome.
Okay, well,
let's
get going, shall we? Let me take you guys through our agenda on email communication, episode 14. Here's what we're going to be talking about. We are going to each go through kind of our pattern from beginning engagement with a customer, because most of the time that first interaction with a customer is your email. So we are both going to go through kind of like what those journeys are for us all the way through our customer journey, and then tips on kind of keeping yourself sane, because we are in a business that like requires our focus on the cookie product. But then there's all this stuff going on behind the scenes. We're not sitting at the computer all day. So how to keep yourself sane and manage all of that. How to construct emails. There is a pattern for success on how to construct your emails. So we will guide you guys through that. Autoresponses. These are huge. Chelsea is fantastic at these. So she can definitely help you guys, especially with like Instagram stuff too. And then I dealt with MailChimp is my preferred email platform that I've used from the very get-go. So I will touch on some of that and hopefully be able to share a resource with you guys next week, more in detail on that. And then, some questions. We had you guys send in like some email things that you guys get emailed that kind of stump you on how to respond. If you guys didn't get a chance to submit those to us earlier today, go ahead and pop them in the little question mark box to the right of your comment section, because we will get to those at the end. And then we get to share a bake of the week. So I feel like we haven't shared them on our live in quite a while. And we're going to share next week's episode topic, which we are super excited about.
It's so fun. My kids listen to the Addams Family because with Halloween and everything.
Yeah.
And they were like, why does this sound familiar? I'm like, it's Bake of the Week.
Love it.
All right. So let's dive in. Do you want me to kick it off for you?
Girl.
Okay. Email, guys. So I guess against the popular vote this week of people who don't like email, my emails are actually like the customer service email aspect. Hello, Miss Krista.
Hi, Krista.
Is one of my favorite parts of my business. I, like Melissa said, came from a customer service background, member facing. So that like interaction, I don't know, I enjoy it. But with your guys keeping that in mind, it'll help me explain this kind of to you guys. Like Melissa said, I think of it as the first line of communication with the customer or your client. They're coming to you because they like your brand, they like your product, whatever that might be. But this is my first time that I can communicate with them and make sure that I'm giving them everything that, for me, rolling in the dough provides. So with that being said, I came from a job where daily it would be over 200 emails. So to me, when I look at the emails that come through for cookies, you kind of get to a point as you put these tips and tricks into place that they don't become overwhelming or feeling like a full-time job once you start to manage it. Part of managing that on my end is I have set clear boundaries for myself for when I do my emails. And what that has helped me do is I can focus on decorating at one time, and then I'm not like, oh my gosh, these emails, or these people probably think that like I'm not getting back to them. No. I set it out that Mondays I do all of my like week emails that I might need to get to, and Fridays. Because by Monday wrap up, that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm touching it again on Friday.
Yeah.
And then, and yes, do I check here and there? Yeah, but that's my expectation, and I put that up front.
She has even trained me. I know on Mondays and Fridays, I'm going to get the text message from Chelsea of all of the managerial things that we have going on. And she's like,
yes.
Okay, so this, and then this, and then this. And I'm like, it's her admin days.
Yes. No, I have that. It just works because otherwise I'm like constantly every day, like, whoa, where do I go? Where do I go?
Yeah.
So, thank you so much, Kristen. That was very nice. We love you too.
So sweet. She's telling us that she loves us so much, and we are incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Kristen.
But yeah, so I think those are just the high level basics of like the way I do my emails is Monday and Friday. I will invoice for the weeks that I have set out on Fridays, and then I follow back up on Monday because their invoice should have been paid by that point, and then I'll answer any wrap-up questions. Like I said, I will pop in sporadically on my phone to check to see if there's anything that's pressing that's happening this current week, but other than that, it can wait. So, I know you.
Hi, Molly. I hope the baby's good. That's one of my besties.
Oh, hey, Molly.
Had a baby. Love you. I'll call you tomorrow.
All right, Melissa, run us through your high level way that you do emails.
Yeah. So, I forget, Chelsea, you do shut down your custom form after you're like booked, right?
No, because mine's linked to my website. So I will have to dismiss my homepage.
So, so just high level, I usually open my custom booking periods a couple months in advance. And then once those are booked out, I close it to generally like within a week or so. I've been able to get back to people and can shut it down or let people know if I have some more availability. It takes time to get there. It has not always been that way. So don't feel pressure if you're not like booking up real fast. But that's, so I can't stress this enough. Your order form, please have it include absolutely everything you can think of that you need to know. Everything. Just sit down and think, if I need an order from somebody, these are the things I need to know. Yeah. So when I get an order when I get that submission from my website, I should have pretty much everything that I can immediately get an invoice in for. Mm-hmm. So that's my first hello email is like, hey, got the order form and here's this. And so then we go from there. So that's generally like a couple months out. And I let them know too that then they'll be hearing back from me within X amount of time. And so generally that's a week before is when I require the second invoice. So for me on Friday, so I kind of give myself, and by the way, if you're just joining us too and didn't know this, I am a part-time baker. I take very limited quantities of orders. Chelsea is a full-time baker. So her load of how many emails and customers she's working with is probably like 5 or 6 times more than what I'm dealing with. So for me, generally, I can open up my books, and within a couple of weeks, it's going to be heavy on email for me. So I will try and make those lighter weeks from an order perspective. And then once that's done, then for me, it's pretty much like Fridays. So Fridays is when that second payment's due for the next week's orders. And I will reach out to them on that Friday, reconfirm everything, send over the invoice stuff, and then like any final details. So that's kind of how, is that you or is that me?
It's my dog.
Okay. Like, where is my dog?
I have curtains up now for sound and he can't see.
So also because I'm part-time baker and we do have our youngest is in pre-K. She only goes 3 days a week. I'm still kind of fly by the seat of my pants, do things where I can. And it's not as structured. With Chelsea, this is her full-time gig. So she is so good about being very structured. So she has trained her customers that on Mondays and Fridays is when they hear from her. I more so just try and be upfront in the email that I'm sending. This is when you can expect to, like, this is when I will reach out again. Or if they have questions for me for any reason, then they can reach out. So
yeah,
mine's a little bit more free flowing.
Well, I feel like, and like you said, it has to kind of do with the fact of like, this is my 9 to 5. So just like in your 9 to 5, if you're still there, you have deadlines on things that need to be done, or like you guys send out like a daily numbers report at 4 o'clock, whatever it might be. That's kind of how I approached when I transitioned out of corporate into this, is like, I need some type of structure. Otherwise I'm going to lose my mind because there's so much to address. And one of those being, I know we'll get more to it, is I have an auto response set. So when people email me, even though I'm not doing it, it sends them an auto response saying, thank you, I received your email.
Yeah.
I will be back to emails within 72 hours, not including weekends or holidays. If you do not hear from me before or after that, please feel free to reach out again.
Yeah. So
it's already, that expectation is set from the get-go.
Guys, it's so much about setting expectations. And that's the same for me is two things. I know we'll get to autoresponses, but if I'm booked, then my custom order form comes down, so I'm not dealing with the added just mental space of like, oh, now I'm getting these emails, but I'm already booked and I have to respond to them, and it's just, so that comes down. And in an auto response email, will, like, my auto response will go on and just be like, thank you for reaching out, for, you know, letting me be a part of your occasion. Currently I am booked, so that they know, so they're not just waiting around. It's crazy because, like Chelsea said, this is the first line of defense of like, this is your brand, right? These people. So responsiveness is huge in order for people to come back. And also the fact that we're not brick and mortars. I feel like we have to be even more on top of things and professional in order to gain trust. Because sometimes people don't always like immediately trust the home baker, you know, versus brick and mortar.
Yeah. I'm dealing with right now, I'm trying to finish off the landscaping in my backyard, and one of the companies, I've emailed them 3 times. I'm like, did you get any of my responses?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it drives us nuts. I can't tell you how many landscaping companies we fired. Mike does our lawn now. Where it's just like, we can't deal with this.
I need videos, Mike.
He loves it. It's his Saturday morning. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I'm about to send him that for Father's Day. Something about mowing the yard.
Oh, yeah. What was the other thing I was going to say? No, I don't remember. I'm sure it'll come back to me.
It's okay. Well, those are mine.
This is one other thing. If you are kind of part-time and not as structured and kind of like all over the place, I do so much on my phone because just I'm all over the place all the time with kids' activities and things like that. So I have learned if it's somebody wanting to change something with the design feature or pickup time or change their day, I have learned to, maybe I read them, but I flag them. And I do not respond to it until I'm in a place where I can be in front of my things and make the notes and make the changes on my computer, because that's how things get lost. And again, it's a chip in the armor of your brand if you forget stuff. Yeah. I star mine. Some of us are one person shows, so it's just, that is a lesson that I have learned the hard way, is I will completely forget. Or have a notes section in your phone that's always your ongoing, like, remember to change this on the order form. Yeah. You know, because email just gets so lost. Yeah. With that. I star mine on the app, and then it will carry over when I get to my desktop. And on my Fridays, like Friday nights after all my pickups are done, is when I do my emails. And I will skim through my inbox all the way back down until I get to one that I know I've responded, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah. Because like we said, emails, you guys they're all consuming at times. They can feel like a full-time job. They can make you feel like you're going insane. Like, did I respond? Is this person waiting? Did I say that well enough? Did I come across too salesy? Did I use too many exclamation points? Like, there's so much. And we've kind of found a way to transition that
from a task, like a daunting task, to someplace that you just realize is going to be part of your business. So part of that is kind of little hacks. So Melissa, do you want to start us off? Our little hacks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm blank.
So how do you manage the sanity?
Sorry. Yes.
You're fine.
So, one, feel comfortable with your email platform. Obviously, like Gmail is one of like the most popular, but there are different settings within Gmail. So I don't always like the conversation settings. Sometimes stuff shows up better on my iPad than on my phone. Sometimes it's that. Chelsea, I know, uses Yahoo, which is crazy. Like nobody uses that anymore. But that's what she's comfortable with.
I've had it so long. I was like, I'm keeping this.
So that's what she uses. So yeah, if you're for whatever reason missing things in your email, maybe you need to explore a different email platform, you know, or like look at the app version, or maybe the desktop version is going to be better for you or something like that. And I know so many of us preach this on Instagram, but just funnel everything to one place.
Oh
so
my gosh,
if somebody's
you guys.
out to you, if somebody's reaching out to you on Facebook or on Instagram wanting an order, something like that, politely direct them to the custom order form. And here's a quick, easy way to do that. I'm so excited to, get to work with you on this. Chelsea and I talked about this earlier. Put it on yourself. I just would hate if I lost any of this information or forgot something that we've talked about. It would be so helpful if you could just pop over to this order form when you have a moment and fill this out. And I know what we've talked about, but this way it's just all in one place and I'll be able to get back to you from there.
Yes.
Just politely direct. So
decide
where that is for you. Decide where that is for you, of where you want people to go, and that's just always the direction. We obviously talked about having set days that you respond to people. If you are going down, and that makes the most sense for you. For instance, when our girls are both in full-time school and I have 5 days a week, I will definitely be having like managerial day. Just note it everywhere. Note it on your website, on your Instagram, anywhere. Have it be an auto response. Thank you so much for reaching out. These are the days that I answer the email. That's how they know when to get back to you. Setting the expectations. And like just setting the clear boundaries. People like to be told what the boundaries are. It's like with children. They like the boundaries. They maybe act like they don't and ask a lot of questions, but they like it.
They like to know what to expect and what's coming because the unknown scares people.
Yes. Yeah. And then just if you're getting a lot of questions, again, doing something like an order form will help eliminate a lot of the questions. But we'll go into it a little bit more, but just always be thinking about how to streamline so that you are not giving them an opening to then you having more questions.
Right.
Basically, like position things as multiple choice options or yes or no. Like clearly define what the options are so that then there's not questions coming up.
Right. At-home baking with Jess, great point. I would hate to lose or miss anything if Facebook or Instagram crashes.
Oh yeah.
As we all experience that. Hey, real quick, you guys, down below, let us know on here. With that being said, with Instagram and Facebook crashing this week, who already has an email list set up? Put it in the comments below if you have an email list, because that is extremely important in the sense that if you were taking all of your orders through Instagram and you were in the middle of something and needed to check, so we'll have to go over that a whole episode.
I set up my email list right at the very beginning. It was one of the best things because it grows organically and slowly, and it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed customers. It's just guaranteed.
You don't own anything in your business until you own an email list, because those people have opted in for an email where I mean, if you don't have that, you don't have any line of communication with your customers.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just be like, hey, you one time sent me an email, hey, I'm going to spam you now. Like, these people have to legally opt in to receive
and
emails.
People are so much more likely to buy or to put an order in when they are on something that they've opted into. It's very different to join an email list than it is to like an Instagram page.
Yes.
You know, like, you are so much more likely to actually purchase a product if you are on that email list versus just like seeing it in somebody's stories.
Yes. I will say I have an order form, and most of the time people send me inspo pictures through Facebook or Instagram. I was panicking, so I've been emailing people the past. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
I have and I don't know, again, because I know it's Google Docs, right, that you use, Melissa?
Me?
Yeah.
For
your order form or Google Forms.
No, I used to use Google Forms when I was first starting out, and I don't remember if there's a way to I don't remember if people could upload on that. I don't think they could upload an image. But no, I use WordPress. I use Ninja Forms. It's an add-on in WordPress. So I have people upload their images there.
Okay, perfect. My order form has an option to upload directly photos to it. So
yes,
that could be something you guys look into. But all right. So with all those tips being said, I know you were earlier talking about it. Do you want to run through the compliment sandwich?
Compliment sandwich.
Who has heard of this phrase before? It's a lot of times used in like education and stuff, like compliment sandwich people. Same thing with your emails.
Yeah, compliment sandwich. And I guess in this case, it's not so much compliment sandwich. It's just kind of like positivity sandwiches. So I was taught, like, I think when I was interning in advertising, and my boss was like, we're going to give either bad news or a lot of information. Start off with something good. Always start with something awesome. So, well, first off, start with a greeting. We always hate when we get the, like, no greeting, just how much are you available sort of thing. So start off with a greeting. Good evening. Hello. Hi. Thank you so much for reaching out. So you always want to start with something positive. A lot of times for us, a great opening is just, it means so much to me that I can help be a part of this special day for you. Or if it's repeat customers, I am so ecstatic that you're back and I get to have another celebration with you. Thank you so much. I also love to hype up people's inspiration pictures or themes.
Dream theme!
Yes, because people think about these things for a long time. I mean, you start planning these birthday parties or baby showers and things like that. So compliments of, oh my goodness, this invitation is going to make for the most beautiful cookies or cake and things like that. So positivity, start with the positivity, right? Because then you're going to give a bunch of information generally. Now, if you can, in my initial, again, the thought is eliminate back and forth. Eliminate the back and forth, because the less back and forth you have, the more likely you are to get the sale. So at this point, the first time I'm reaching out to them, I should have all the information that I needed for a quote. If there are some things that I am still missing or need clarification on, I require their phone number in the order form. I will actually text them. It gives me more of an immediate response. It's another great way if you are trying to get inspo pictures from them. I've gotten pictures from that, and that way I can easily upload it into the order form. Or sometimes they're not sure about, or they haven't given me a cake inspiration idea or anything like that. I'll source some, and sometimes I just throw those into the invoice and don't even get buy off from it. I, again, eliminate the back and forth. I've already sourced this, and I can't tell you how many times I personally have sourced inspiration because maybe they didn't have some, or the inspiration that they gave me, I'm like, not really my style. Let me see if I can find something more in the vein of what I do. And I include that information. And 9 times out of 10, they are so blown blown away that I have gone above and beyond to gather more things and cultivate this thing, and they are starting to see it come to life, that 9 times out of 10, they're like, done, here's the money, you know? And so again, like going above and beyond to do that. So I start with the compliment, so excited. I've attached, based on all the information that you've given me, I've attached the quote. And I might call out some things with the quote because they're going to look at it, but sometimes those can be confusing to look at. Mm-hmm. So highlighting a few of like the main features that I'm thinking about doing from a design perspective. And then if you're including information or you need, if you have specific questions that you want them to answer, make those things stand out in some way. If it's multiples, I need some things answered before I can move on to the next step. Here are the questions I have. Bullet.
Yes.
Again, as much as you can, make it a yes or no question, or would you like a green bow, a red bow, or a blue bow? They just choose. Don't be like, what color bow do you want? Like, there's options, you know? Just give them things to choose. So bullet it. You can also underline things, bold it. Be very specific about this is what I need to know. And then be very clear about like what the payment process is. Chelsea and I differ in exactly when and how we take payments, but it's very clear, very bulleted. That doesn't need to be all frou-frou. Be very straight and direct about how the payment works. You are a business. This is where you can be very business forward and matter of fact. And then if I've mentioned this before, if it's people I've worked with before, or if their quote is very straightforward, I do Zelle and Venmo. I will sometimes just go right ahead and send the request. And because again, it's eliminating the back and forth of it. So especially if it's somebody I've worked with before, I will go ahead and shoot it over and say I went ahead and sent the deposit request. If you want to move forward with that as is, go ahead and accept that. If there's something that we still need to talk about, let me know.
Yep.
And then end with the positivity on the back end. Again, so excited you reached out to me. Can't wait to work on this creation for you. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Positivity sandwich, all the meat and guts.
Yes. And that was a big question with everyone throughout the emails this week or the polls was, how do I get my point across as a business owner? How do I still set the rules and not be walked all over, yet still sound approachable and like I'm a human and not just like spitting sales in your face? So that's kind of a way to still bring in the personality of your business, yet still make sure that you are laying the groundwork so people aren't taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do need to be more stern in your email or repeat yourself. That is something I have found. If I repeat every time I check back in, there's no question then or like, oh, I didn't know that. It was like, well, it was stated in 7 emails.
Right.
So, yes. But no, that was a big thing.
Truly Your Sugar Cookies said, once you text them, I feel like you have doomed yourself since they will now contact you via cell phone. You know what? It's going to be a personal preference. My personal thought is, if they are for sure moving forward with an order for me, I need to be able to contact them via phone and via text. And for me, I don't have a problem. I haven't had people like texting random, like, I don't know, at all hours of the night or anything like that, or changing things. I think you do have to be very upfront in, you know, past certain dates, things can't change because of X, Y, Z. You can't purchase new things all of a sudden. You have a schedule that you have to keep to. So I think just because somebody has your cell number, I haven't had people abusing it. Have you?
I can think of a handful on that one. And I've just had to educate them on, hey, if this isn't pertaining to your current order. I had somebody one time text me at like 10 o'clock at night, like, oh my gosh, I need to change. And I was like, who are you? what is this? And their order wasn't for like another month and a half. So things like that, then I'll just say, hey, if this is anything regarding an order, I direct people back to the email. Please respond back to your email chain. And I just tell them that's the way that I can keep all the details in one place. I don't take orders via text message, even from my own family. So I'll say, hey, can you just pop on and fill out an order form? Because I'm not mentally trained myself to check my phone for orders. I know that if it's an order, it's got to be in my email. If it's not in my email, I'm not thinking about it. So it's people have my email because of my phone number because of my pickup process. They have to text when they're 15 minutes out. But again, very rare I've been doing that I think for 3 years now. Do I have people that use and abuse that? And like I said, if they do, I just direct them, educate them. It only takes 1 or 2 times, and then they learn. But most people go right to my order form. And I love that even my repeat customers, when they fill out the order form, it's like, how did you hear about me? And they're like, repeat customer. Or they'll put like, who initially referred them 3 years ago. I'm like, you don't have to fill that part out anymore. You order like monthly. I know who you are.
I know. That's
so, training your family can be one of the hardest. Let's be real. What about Amy's Cookie Kitchen said, what about getting the price all figured out and then they want to change something like a custom tag or another design? I would say on mine, I have a set, like I understand, and I very clearly put that in one of my responses that we'll go over in a few minutes, that I understand life happens and kids change. So once I confirm your theme from a certain point, there's no changing that theme, like nothing about it. And I just have put that deadline in for that reason, because sometimes you have to order cutters or stencils or something that is specific to the theme, and you can't just leave it as an open window. So again, putting that expectation up front and allowing them like, hey, anything past this date, once the invoice is paid or whatever it might be, the order cannot change. So everybody works out a little bit differently. But all right. I think, do you want me to answer a little bit about? We have a question. Do you want me to take? Oh no, sorry, someone was trying to join. We'll have people join in a few minutes, you guys, if we have some time at the end. I almost clicked it. I was like, oh. All right, so I'm gonna go over kind of like my process. Okay, so you guys, when I have gotten to this point in my business where I feel comfortable with my email process, if everything goes as planned from the time they send the custom order form over, which 100% what Melissa said, make sure you have all of those details lined out in your custom order form. There's times where I've adapted mine. I'm like, oh, I don't need to know that information any longer. Eliminate, but I do need this now. So I try and put all of that in there. If everything goes as planned, meaning they send over all the right details on the order form, my personal responses from the initial order form to the invoice should only take 4 responses. High level, I'll respond back. And this kind of goes into our next topic, or bullet point, I should say, kind of combos them, is like Melissa had said earlier, everything of mine is auto, like I've already typed these out. So everybody gets the same response unless it's something that I add unique. Like, hi, Michelle, thank you so much. I'm so excited for this theme. I might change it to say, oh my gosh, I have been dreaming about taking an astronaut set, or something more personal. But it's a blank line, so I got to put something in there. This cookies like this would be X amount of dollars. Please let me know if you would like to move forward with your order. That weekend is booking quickly. I hope to hear from you soon. Because then it's not just left wide open, like, am I on your books? Am I not on your books? They have to respond back by saying, yes, I would like to move forward. Next email, again, I have them saved, copy and paste it over, and I literally bullet point out, confirming they're on my books. Thank you so much for your order. This is what's going to happen next, meaning I will reach out in X amount of days prior to your order to confirm all your details. At that point, I'll send out your invoice, blah, 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 whatever it might be. But I lay out, like, this is what to expect, and this is the time frame you should hear from me. Thank you so much. And then I do about a week to 2 weeks before they're set. Just want to confirm all the details. Again, it's a copy and paste message that I've already saved. Like, hi, I fill in the blanks. Hi, Michelle. Thank you so much again for your order. I just want to confirm that everything is the same. Has your theme or the amount changed at all? If not, I'll be happy to get you over your invoice. Looking forward to designing something special for your special occasion, wedding, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
They respond, send over the invoice, and I send, again, I copy and paste a bulleted email that says, I just sent over your invoice, check your spam. If you don't hear back, or if you don't see it within 24 hours, let me know. 72 hours it's opened on your invoice. Please pay close attention to X, Y, and Z for your pickup instructions. Keep this email safe because come the day of pickup, you're going to need it. If anything changes from this point out, please move into texting me. That number can be found at the bottom of your invoice.
Yeah.
Done. So I've just found letting people know in the responses what's to come. Like in 2 weeks before your order, please be on the lookout for an email confirming this. A week before your order, please look out for an email confirming this. So then that way they're like, oh, I have people that are like, oh my gosh, I panicked. It's 2 weeks. Have I missed something? Yeah. Like, I'd rather somebody email me asking if they've missed something versus somebody not checking.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm stressing up. Like, tell people what to expect.
Yes.
This is when they will hear from you. Just how, like, you tell people when to expect the pre-sales to go live. Like, same thing with customs. Tell them when to expect to hear from you.
Yes. Yes. And the more people feel prepared, it just eliminates that back and forth. Because then people are like, wait, did you get that email? Wait, can I do this? Can I do it? It's like, no, send me everything at one time. This is what I do. And eventually, as you grow your business, these people will hopefully be repeat customers. And then you'll start sprinkling in new. And then it just kind of gets like in a mixing bowl of they all just kind of learn and mix together and jive. And it gets to a point again where this is no longer feeling like, I hate my email, so I'm going to do everything to avoid answering. Yeah. I mean, this is the lifeline of your guys' business, is without these emails, it's not something that we can be like, just going to pretend I don't want, no, without them. Yeah, we don't have a business. So we kind of need that. But I know we kind of started to touch on it with that one, but Autoresponses.
Yeah, I honestly use... The one I use the most is like when my customs are booked for certain periods of time. And that's when I will plug in my auto response just in case somebody emails me, finds me through my contact form or something like that. And that's truly the one that just helps. We're, as like entrepreneurs, have a very hard time saying no. Yeah. And limiting ourselves. So I have found that helps us be able to say no. Because the future you has said no.
Yeah.
Already. So yeah. So and that one's literally just like explaining that you're booked for the time being. So you don't even have to like then spend the energy responding. And then I do have things that I will copy and paste in. A lot of times it's like for my Friday before emails where it's like, okay, looking so forward to this order next week. The balance, and I always like look back and make sure and double check like the amounts and stuff like that. So like that part will be plugged in. But those are the two that I mostly have as far as autos. You have a bunch.
I do.
Right?
You guys, my business is ran off of, like I said, I copy and paste. And if you are just getting into emails or really struggling with it, when you're formatting those emails as far as like, hey, this is what I'm thinking I want to respond to, test it out on a few friends.
Yes.
We have our cookie community and we have our wonderful cookie friends. So if I need a response to something, I'll send to Melissa sometimes and be like, does this make sense? How are you reading this? Mm-hmm. Because written can come across a lot different than things said verbally. I'm like the queen of exclamation points and smiley faces because I'm like, I'm smiling saying this, I'm not crying.
I know, and the exclamation mark makes it sound positive.
Yes. Melissa and I have talked about before we go back and we're like, okay, there's 5 in here. I need to eliminate this down to 3.
I should probably make it 1.
Yeah. No, that's how we do our emails. But no, as far as those that is a tip. If you are trying to figure out like, hey, does this make sense? Send it to some cookie friends because we're all in the community and kind of know what that means. Or test it out on friends and family. Just send it over in a text and be like, hey, does this make sense if you were ordering from me? Does this sound okay? So then that way you can save them.
Yeah.
Save them in a drafts folder. I know I've had a lot of people reach out to me when I've shared this before saying that some email platforms are literally, you can have an auto generated and you just pop in their names.
Yes.
I do that for myself, but I don't mind just copy and paste because I have it down.
Yeah.
But DMs, you guys, on Instagram, we will share the reel. I'll share it tomorrow with you guys. I created a reel on my personal page about DM responses that I don't have to keep typing out because we all get the one in your DMs that just says, how much? What is the cost? I want to place an order. How do I place an order? Just those like simple ones that kind of bog down in the system. You literally just have to type a keyword. Like mine says booked, and I click it and it pops up my entire message that I've already auto like typed out and had approved.
Yeah.
And send it on my way. That way I'm not saying like, thank you so much for reaching out.
And
currently I'm booked.
Sure, guys, that you're careful that you're not doing the auto response because there are sometimes that people reach out to me.
Yes.
Like other cookiers reach out to me with a question or a comment and I'll respond to it. And I get an automated response of like, oh, I'm currently booked and blah, blah,
in their
blah.
DMs.
I'm like,
oh.
Yeah. I think they were trying to do something else maybe.
Yeah, DMs, you can put in a true auto response. So I guess I'm saying my auto responses that I will share the reel with are not auto.
Yeah.
They're saved responses.
Yes.
An auto response is going to be like if Melissa texts me and is like, hey, cookie chat in 15 minutes. I don't respond. My phone just sends it.
Yeah.
That's not, I'm with you on that. I'm very hesitant. I don't have one on my DMs.
Yeah.
Because I DM with other people way too much that aren't customers. Yeah. So to me, it's like you said, every time you send a message, you're getting that auto response back from them. But yes, so those are a few things is save those because their time is money and every
brain space.
Yeah.
Like, here's another thing too, guys, keep your inbox clean.
Yeah.
As much as you can, as much as you can, immediately clear out the junk every morning. Just clear out the junk. And also every now and then take time to unsubscribe from things. Those things build up so fast. And it's just, if you open your email and you're seeing 50 emails and half of them are junk, it can feel really daunting. But yeah, just make sure that you are constantly cleaning them. When an order is finished, make sure you move that to a completed order box, mailbox somewhere,
I delete them.
Yeah.
I go through once a month and I type in the orders from the week and then I just make sure that thread is deleted.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Keep it clean because that's also going to just confuse you.
Are you
bog you down?
I think I already know this answer because we're the same person. Do the notifications on your phone bug you or other people's or no?
Seeing the little numbers.
Yeah, 200 unread emails.
Yeah, no, I need no numbers.
Me too. Oh, when people post
it gives me anxiety when I see he has hundreds of emails. And I'm like,
my sister-in-law, hello Taylor, if you're on here. I cannot with her phone. It's 2,000 unread emails, 110 unread text messages, 75.
You're missing something important in there.
I'm like
there's no way you're not.
I'll just get to it. I'm like,
no.
Give me your phone and let me clear it out for you.
No.
I cannot. I had to, guys, quick tip if you are, if that gives you anxiety, because it really does. And that's how I guess another tip, I felt so overwhelmed as a business owner because it would say I have this many on Instagram, this many missed, this many, I turned them off.
Yeah.
And I have a shortcut screen so the shortcuts don't show. Yeah. But on top of turning off notifications, it does not notify me the number next to the app, nothing. Otherwise, I will constantly be clicking it just to clear it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't taken the notification off of showing me the number on it, but I don't do I don't get Instagram notifications. I don't, unless I open the app, because it just, I get text messages and then like my tennis app.
Yeah. Yeah, I started to, like, I did a whole shortcuts. I made the pretty custom screen, like home screen on my phone. But when you use the shortcut, it doesn't give you that number next to it. So I've noticed, I actually, like, Snapchat back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot I had that, because it doesn't notify me. So when I click in there, people are like, I sent you snaps like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, I don't even use that anymore.
Yeah.
So it's a nice way to kind of like clear your mind. So then I'm intentionally setting time that I'm going to check Instagram right now, and then I'll forget about it. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, that might be something to navigate through.
For sure.
But I did see Simply Sweet Caroline said, I live downtown and GPS always messed up directions to my address. No matter what I do, how I say it, people always get lost. How do I solve this issue? I've typed out written directions, sent photos of where people get lost. Ooh, I lost Melissa. I breathed and she was gone. Let me see if I can add her back. One sec, guys. One sec. Get her added back in here. And then, Caroline, we will get to your questions. All right, you're back.
Hi, I'm so sorry, guys. It
okay.
wasn't showing me comments, and so I thought if I swipe it off and on, maybe, but nope. That's
See, Melissa got lost as well, she says. So I live out in the middle of nowhere, and I have this issue because Google doesn't pick up our address at all. So I don't know if everybody has this, but Caroline, you might want to see if there's a navigation called Waze app.
Oh, Waze is the best.
Waze gives you way more accurate, information than Google.
People get tripped up. It's just not getting through people, and then they're 15 to 30 minutes late.
Oh goodness, yes, I would clearly put like, hey, like snip-pick a little picture of like, if let's say it's a roundabout. Like, hey, on this roundabout is always really tricky for people. Make sure that you're taking, like, if there's a trick, like, second to the left, this, you know what I mean? Something in that to make it super clear. I also have on my home address, I've had to write out in my invoice, it's saved step-by-step directions. Like, not everybody knows northeast, southwest, I've learned.
Yeah.
So I'm like, head north, and then I'll put in parentheses, like, towards the stop sign.
Yeah.
So then people know. So I try and simplify it as much as possible.
That's smart. Yeah. JJ Sweet Bakes, Waze is the bomb. It's the best. And it tells you when police are like close by.
Yeah.
So you can be careful. I know. And it'll take you like random, like off streets if there's traffic on the highways. And our motto is always just like, trust the Waze.
Yes.
Like,
yes. Go the Waze.
I
see. Sweet Diana Creations. If usually email orders, how do you save their email addresses? Mine's all through my website is my order forms. So my order forms clock those things and allow people to opt in and out for, to receive emails. Just because someone emails you, like, let's say you don't have an order form and you just have your email. Mm-hmm. If I had Rolling in the Dough AZ and they just sent me an email, I'm not allowed to legally collect their email address to send them, like, notifications on things. You have to have somebody opt into an opt-in system. Yeah. So, I have emails saved as far as, like, I have a customer card when I invoice them. My invoicing system can allow me to save customer information, not your guys. If you're a customer, I cannot save credit card information.
Yeah.
I just can save their name, their address, or their email address and their phone number. So I have a contact card for them, but does not necessarily mean I can add them to my email.
Yeah. I like never delete text messages. I don't delete emails. For me, like what makes me feel okay is just I have like a past orders or like pending orders so that I can keep my inbox clean. Mm-hmm. If it's a pending order to where I'm like, okay, they need to get back to me, I've done my due diligence, I'll throw it in my pending orders. Or if it's If it's upcoming, I'll throw it in upcoming. If it's past, then I just throw it in the past folders bin. So that way, if I do need to go back and search, say that they're back for another order, and I'm like, oh, what was it that they did last time? I could go through all my order forms and try and find it, but a really quick way for me too is to just like throw in their name or their email, and it like pops back up with that.
Yeah, I think if I didn't have my website, because again, yes, it's an investment, but it saves me in that sense. I can go back and pull any of past items.
Yeah.
So that way it's not in my email. So I guess if I didn't have my website, I would have to navigate that a little bit differently.
Sweet Dina Creation. So do I have to ask them to subscribe on your order form? Yeah, you do. And there's really easy ways to do that. You can literally just have a little like yes or no checkbox somewhere on the order form. It says, would you like to opt in? I've had two where I think it was on my Google Forms or something like that. I had a notification at the bottom that said, by submitting this form, you are subscribing to my email list, but you are welcome to unsubscribe at any time.
Yes.
Because once they're added, they'll get the like invite or the like welcome email, and they can unsubscribe.
Yeah, that's a great way. But yes, and don't take that as meaning like you can't email them back for their order form unless they're subscribed. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about if you would like to save that contact information to use later for email generating promotions or sales, that's when you need an opt-in and an agreement to subscribe. Yeah. Not just like a back and forth, like, hey, I'd like to place an order. That you don't need like, hey, I need your buy-in to subscribe. That we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
So
real quick, as far as email platform, I use the Google form that I have on my IGTV. Good.
There you go.
And okay, yeah. So as far as email platforms, I use MailChimp, and it's just what I've used from the very beginning. It is free up until like 1,000 email subscribers, which I am not there yet. So I do have it paid now because I added a baker's only email, so you can have one form on there. And there are definitely ways to upgrade. Some of the cool features, which I haven't even taken advantage of all these features yet, but you can actually segment people out in there. So you can say like, if I wanted to segment to just my neighborhood people, I could go in and segment, like if I flag them for certain things, I can segment it just to my neighborhood and send an email campaign just to my neighborhood people. If there are people that I know ordered in January, say, I could segment an email campaign just for them. There's tons of easy templates and ways to like make it graphically appealing. And yeah, so I will try and do an IGTV like high level tutorial on like how it works and just how to create an email campaign. The other cool thing is that I don't know how I did this, but somewhere along the way, I linked it to my Square account. I'm sure it's somewhere like in the settings platform. So when I do have pre-sales, it actually shows me how much money I made on each campaign, because it's showing like it's tracking that person when they click on that link through all the way through their order form and all the way through the order. So I know exactly how much somebody spent on any one campaign, which is cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the platform I use. I know Constant Contact is another one that is popular. I do not know what the payment platforms are for that. But I just know that MailChimp is really like user friendly, and that's what's worked for me.
We have a question that came through on the question box, so let's pull that up. Ooh, wait, we have a lot of questions. Whew.
Okay, let's go.
Oh wait, that's questions from stories. Oh wait, I didn't know that now is a feature.
What happened?
It now when you go to the question, it will also give like me all the answers from the responses set to questions in our stories now.
Okay.
So this one question came through. For MailChimp, what's the best way to get people's email when I'm at a pop-up?
Yeah. So when I did it, I had a just a clipboard. That's the easiest way to do it. A clipboard that said join the email list, said what they can expect from the email list. So that's how you're notified anytime I'm doing a pop-up, flash sale, holiday sales, when I open my custom order forms. So that's how I did it. Also, MailChimp, you can very easily have a landing page. That's where, like on the cookie chat, if you go to our link, that's just a landing page, and that collects y'all's email information. So if you have available an iPad, or I would have to see if MailChimp even allows you, like, QR codes. Can we just talk about how QR codes had a major comeback?
Lifesaver now.
Remember how old, like, I'm like, QR codes never went anywhere. And then, like, boom.
Yeah. I'm changing my stickers to QR codes.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yeah.
So smart.
Because I'm so tired of buying a million different stickers for
yeah.
flavors. I'm like, that's QR code, and it'll take you to a landing page. It'll give you.
Yeah. I need to double check. I would imagine that MailChimp has a QR code option at this point. So you could just have your QR code available that pops over to the landing page. Or maybe you could even, like, I'm sure there's a website that'll give you a unique QR code. You just put the URL in.
Yes. Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can even make your own QR. So those are some really easy ways. But yes, that is the ultimate place that you want to be gathering emails.
Yes. When I did marketing, we would work like the Phoenix Coyotes, our hockey team here. And so at the game, like, you'd have to collect people's emails, and that was always just the easiest way. Like, hey, you want to join my email list? When they're in line, there's nothing to do in line but to talk to people. So if you have somebody manning your table at a pop-up, like, to run all the sales for you, and you just get to interact with people, part of it is like, hey, are you part of our mailing list? Because you can get exclusive offers, or maybe I'll send, like, a 10% off coupon for my next pop-up. And
well, and what's great too is with MailChimp, you can see when somebody joined your email list. So say you're doing a pop-up and be like, hey, if you join the email list today, I'll be sending, like, a special offer coupon or a special offer tomorrow. So it can be segmented just to those people who joined from your pop-up.
Yeah. Man, I'm so thankful for my website at this moment. Mike tells me that, like, how many people joined from your, like, Easter sale? Where did your sales come from? Focus your next sales on your Instagram, because that is where majority, like, you guys, the technology is amazing once you finally learn how to do it. But okay, so real quick, if you guys have any emails that you kind of struggle with as far as, I just don't know how to respond to this one, send them on over. And in the question, put it in the question box so that we can pull it up and see it. And we'll see if there's any that we can kind of help you guys formulate. Do you want to start with the one that we got today?
Yeah, I can just high level it.
Exactly.
It was just, it's somebody, it goes back to one of those things of just try and eliminate as much back and forth as possible. So she had an add-on option, and she gave that information to the person, and the person was kind of saying, well, can't I just do the add-on part and do a bunch of that, like the small minis versus, like, the custom order? And so Chelsea and I kind of talked about this earlier today, and there's two trains of thoughts that you can do. It just kind of depends on what you as a business person want to do. Either one, you can politely be like, you know, unfortunately, like, this is only an add-on for my custom option, but I would be happy to, you know, do the add-on or whatever. Or if you want to, like, take on that additional thing and transition it, that's great. Here's what I would say is, again, always come in with the options and asking for the sale. So if I were that person, I would bring them quotes with both of the final options of that and be like, I would be happy to make this happen for you. Always bring the solution, I guess is what I'd say.
Yes.
Bring the solutions. So yeah, just do 2 quotes and be like, hey, you know what? Here's what we talked about. Here's something with this. It's also a great way to upsell too, by the way, is if they maybe aren't thinking, I upsell bows all the time. Even if they didn't ask for it. If I know that it's like some fancy event or something like this, I'd be like, here's this. Oh, but also here's this that you can add the bows to. Bum, bum, bum.
You're so good.
So, yeah, man.
If I have to bow my cookies weekly,
Well, I don't do your crazy quantities. No, ma'am. Okay, whether it's sweet, I find myself contacting the customer what feels like too many times. I guess I'm just nervous to not make what they wanted. I feel bad though. That's a great point on how you're feeling.
Yeah.
I would say in response to that, make sure that your order form is very thorough. And I think remember too that people are coming to you because this is not what they do. They are trusting you as the artist and as the baker, and they are literally willing to give you money for your expertise. So I think there's a balance of asking pertinent questions and also owning what you're recommending. Does that make sense?
Yeah, or even if you're feeling that insecurity, because we all kind of feel that in the beginning until you really narrow down your style. You get an eclectic mix of designs where you kind of are like, oh my gosh, if I get one more like dinosaur, I could do it in my sleep. You can always direct people to your Instagram. That's one reason why we really stress making sure that you capture client pictures when you can and regularly upload, so people see the progression of your work as you go. You can direct them to your Instagram, or if you've had that theme before, be like, hey, I'm so excited for this dinosaur theme. It's a set that I love to do. Here's some of my past work that I've done. I can't wait to add your special set to my dinosaur collection. That way they can kind of see what they're getting if they haven't, or if they were referred to somebody. Or again, I like to send people over to Pinterest. I feel like Pinterest is one of the apps that people like have kind of forgotten about. I regularly, I gotta do it again, batch upload to Instagram, and I have them categorized by my folders. And then my Instagram, when they click that, or my Pinterest, when they click it, links to my Instagram. So then that way, it's an easier way to send people over to be like, hey, here you go, sort through all my work, and you can kind of see. So then that way, it's just about building that confidence in your own work, in your own self, to say, I know this is what I'm going to give you, and I'm going to give you something great. Just trust me. So it's all about how you come up. That's the whole key thing with sales, you guys, and with emails, is that confidence factor. Because if you're like, I'm so sorry, I just want to make sure I have all the details, I'm so sorry, I want to make sure that I give you what you want, I'm so sorry, like, stop saying sorry. Lay it out, like, you know what, this is going to be amazing. We are going to kill this set together. I can't wait to see the photos of them displayed at your party. It makes me so happy to think you want to work with me. I know I'm going to give you something special. It's going to be a day to remember for the rest of your life. And you're like, it's the buy-in that you're trying to get from people. We have another question. There we go. Do you suggest sending a mock-up of the design you have in mind before you start their order? And this is from Mama is Sweets.
I think it depends on where you are in your cookie journey. I can understand if you are right smack at the beginning and you don't have a book of work yet. I wouldn't do a whole mock-up. You could do like a nice sketch, or share examples of what you have done and talk about how you might tweak it to make it like colors or things that you're going to add to it, or things like that. I do not send my sketches. Have you guys seen sketches?
If you have seen our past episodes, we had talked about this. Some people were like dead set on Procreate.
Here's a sketch for this one.
This is your Missy P Sweets cookies you've been getting.
Can't you tell that little ball of yarn is really gonna do some things?
That's, you guys, the sneak peek on the cat set we all get to see this week. Yes, no, this is again totally a personal preference as how you feel with your business, but Procreate I know is kind of taken off for set examples and all of that good stuff. If you are a master at it and you have the time to do it, I think it's going to come down to the difference between like full-time, part-time, how much you're taking on.
Yeah. I also do think it can lend itself to a lot more back and forth. Unfortunately, because then it just really gives people a choice of like, well, could we change that color to that color?
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Yes. Another email. Do you want to take this one?
Claire's Confectionery Corner. Do you send emails to your list weekly, monthly, etc., or just email when you have a pre-sale or something? It cut off, but I'm assuming like. That's a great question. The only time that I sent random, like not related to a sale or custom orders being open was when I had something where there was a long stint where there wasn't necessarily a holiday sale or something like that. And I did do just kind of, hey, here's a quick update. When we moved, that definitely had some email communication because I was moving cities. It was right next door to each other, but we were moving cities. So that definitely deserves some communication. Also, if there are certain holidays that you're not going to do that are common ones for, like, say you're not doing holiday ones this year, or say you're not doing Valentine's or something like that. I think my personal opinion is a lot of times people will be accustomed to waiting to know that you're going to do it. So I like to notify them if I'm not going to do it. Again, set expectations, communicate. So if I ever haven't been doing it, then I will send an email and just say, hey guys, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to make this happen this year, but here's what I am excited for, and here's the next round, things like that. But not just like random, like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah. All right, I think, oh goodness, I think we have another one. Hold on. I thought I got it down. Can you do an IGTV on how you linked your MailChimp to Square?
If I can remember how.
All right, do you want to do Bake of the Week, or do you want to do our Halloween cookie giveaway?
Oh, why don't you, do you have the giveaway pulled up?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. Let me, you guys, Melissa usually does this, and if you were on my week without
you
Melissa.
want to see what I do have pulled up right now?
That dang reel, you guys.
Her reel got stuck on that facial expression, and it was the best.
Go watch that reel. That's my cookie con reel. That took me forever. Instagram did not like me on that reel. Okay, so I'm going to spin, you guys. And this is to win. Melissa and I will send you some of our Halloween cookies.
Yeah. How long before you're actually doing yours, Chelsea?
We have a winner, Frosted by Tea. Frosted by Tea here? Roll call. Are you here?
Let me see if I can see Frosted by Tea. Yep, Frosted by Tea is here.
Yay!
Yay! Yay! Frosted by Tea. Now, it might be like a week or two before I'm making mine. But
yes. Yep.
Yeah, we'll
coordinate
DM
it.
We'll DM you to get the address to send that to.
Congrats. Carol's Cookie Shop. I did do my Pandora list. You guys, I posted that dang Pandora list right when Instagram went down for the day. But of course, then it unlinked it. Then I posted it again. And you guys, it kept saying it posted like 7 times. But then people were like, it's not linkable. So I will reshare it, and I will share it on the cookie chat.
Instagram be drunk, man.
Oh my gosh. It was all sorts of issues on
Chelsea
Monday.
And we're talking about, can you imagine if you like had something huge, like some huge marketing push that was for that day, or like a big photo shoot that you're supposed to do like behind the scenes stuff on? Oh my gosh.
I saw a large baking company that was doing a drop on Monday, and then they sent out an email and was like, due to a technical difficulties with social media, we will be moving our drop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, oh my goodness. But I'm doing Motivational Monday on my page, you guys, if you need some Monday motivations. So that's where the Pandora list came from, is I created a whole playlist because not everybody's on Spotify, so I have to be diverse and use Pandora.
I am not on Spotify.
You're Pandora too, right?
I'm Pandora, and I won't even pay for the ad-free version.
Okay, I do that one, but no, I'm Pandora. I'm not Spotify. So when people send Spotify, I'm like, dang it, why can't anybody have Pandora?
Yeah.
So, yeah, all right.
You ready? Yeah. Look at that week. Okay, so this is by Libby's Home Baked Cookies. This is Miss Chelsea's. You
guys, look how sweet this is. I love
pretty.
The heart was my favorite. Like, what a unique
That's
way.
really, really unique. Yeah.
Right?
I love her staging too.
I know.
Those look like some rose molds.
Oh,
I saw
it's just, look at that aesthetic. It's so well shot.
It's
I
really
think it's shot in the portrait
beautiful.
mode. It's so good.
I know.
I love portrait mode.
And I love how she worked in the yellow too.
It's just so subtle. It's a very, like, there's beauty in simplicity. So
yes, there is.
I love it. I love it.
My bake of the week is opposite of simplicity. Find Sweet Joy cookies. Did you guys see this?
Oh my gosh.
Like,
you guys, I died.
Stop it.
Oh, I love
Like,
that. It's so
all
pretty.
The colors and like the flowers on the ice cream are what do me in. Like there's flowers in the ice cream. There's little butterflies and stuff on the ice cream.
It's such a unique way to incorporate an ice cream set.
I want to know more about what her inspiration, like if this came from an invitation or.
I want to know if this was like a garden party ice cream social, you know?
I mean, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Me too, and I want to go to whoever's party that is.
Gosh, and the little melted ice cream.
You guys.
These little melted ice creams. So cute.
Love it. Gorge. It looks like in our comments.
It's waffle cones and wildflowers was the theme.
We have a debate going on Amazon Music, Apple Music. Reason, yeah. I have Amazon Music, you guys, also. Pandora, my kids were jumping all over my playlists and adding in, so I had like Descendants mixed into everything. So I got Amazon Music for them, and then I use Pandora. Apple Music, I don't ever use Apple Music.
I haven't used Apple Music either. I mostly do Pandora. I started listening to a podcast today, Unraveled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Melissa's like, mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, so Frosted by Tea, congratulations on winning.
Yay!
If you could DM us on the cookie chat, then we can go ahead and snag your address, and you will enjoy some nice little sweet treats from yours truly.
Ooh.
Melissa, next week, what do we got up our sleeve?
Oh my goodness, you guys, we had so much fun doing the baking demo that we thought, who else could we bring in to do some decorating demo for us? And then we're like, hey, I bet people want to learn some floral tricks because we have Thanksgiving and Christmas stuff coming up. So, who's a fan of Kristen's cookies? Guys?
Yeah!
Kristen is so excited. She's actually at CookieCon right now. So if anybody else is at CookieCon right now, go say hi and tell her you're so excited for her to do a baking demo. If you guys haven't seen her floral class, that she just falling for florals, I think is what it's called.
Gorgeous.
Stunning, stunning, stunning. She's one of my favorite, like, realizing floral artists. So
yes.
Her style is just so unique, and she is such a sweetheart. So she will be popping on our stories a bit next week, showing us icing consistencies that she uses and stuff like that. Again, it's a decorating demo, so you do not have to be worried about getting all your stuff ready to decorate. I think Chelsea and I are planning to try and decorate as she goes, but
we're gonna try and be the test dummies, you guys.
Yeah. It'll be saved just like mine from last week. So yeah, we're really enjoying having these decorating demos for you guys. So
it's always a fun skill. I feel like florals are just something that once you get them, like they can, they have my heart.
Oh, florals are the best.
Yes.
Buttercream florals are like.
I know, they turn out so pretty, but I don't mess with cakes. They're not my jam.
I don't blame you.
Once you told me they're living, I'm like, never again. Not my thing. So you guys, that is what we have today for our email. If there's anything we missed, please make sure to send us a DM and we will get back with it. Tomorrow we'll be sharing the reel for the hack of the DMs. Miss Melissa will be working on going through MailChimp next week or the following week. So look for that within the next 2 weeks. Of course, we'll promote it out for you guys. Do you have a Pandora playlist?
I need to double check.
Okay. We'll share some playlists.
My go-to is Amazon Music Easy Pop. Ooh. They're like they have like pre-done stations.
Yeah.
I love the Easy Pop. It's like Ed Sheeran and like Jason Mraz and like that's
all.
I either do that or country.
Yes.
So.
Yes. It's a big night for me to decorate. You guys always make it so fun. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Bluebird.
Oh my goodness. Also, didn't we have a special request?
Oh my gosh.
Hold on. Let me go back. I don't want to get it wrong.
Don't leave.
Don't want to get it wrong.
Guys.
We had a special person we wanted to shout out. Michelle Sandrini.
Hello,
Hopefully I'm saying that right. Michelle, I hope you're still here. But your daughter told us that you're a big fan and asked for us to say hi tonight.
So hello. Thank you for watching. Yes, Michelle. Thank you. And thank you to your amazing daughter.
Yes, so sweet.
But awesome, you guys. Well, thank you for joining. I am Chelsea with Rolling in the Dough AZ.
I'm Melissa with Missy P Sweets. May your cakes never be dry.
And your icing be shiny and crater free. Have a good one, you guys.